Okay, so on to the next Skip the Line reaction, man. And this one is Amber Run I Found. I don't think we've ever reacted to Amber Run before. Definitely not this song. This is a brand new artist to the channel, so I appreciate that. This is from Tom Bredesen, and apparently it's a UK artist. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's get straight into it. Let's see what we've got.
And I'll use you as a warning sign that if you talk enough sense, then you'll lose your mind. And I'll use you as a focal point, so I don't lose sight of what I want. And I moved further than I thought I could, but I missed you more than I thought I would.
I like the sound of this.
And I'll use you as a warning sign that if you talk enough sense, then you'll lose your mind. And I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me. Talk some sense to me. And I found love where it wasn't supposed.
I love the the vocal layering on this over here, because obviously they just stack the vocals and they change the sound of it somewhat, and then that layering actually sounds very beautiful with the piano keys in the background. Obviously, this is a song about love. Essentially, it almost sounds like he fell in love with somebody and then that sort of fell apart, essentially, and now he's using that experience as a warning sign for what's coming up next. Probably not the best idea to do that. I know naturally we're all gonna be guarded, and we guard ourselves, but that's life, man. Excuse me. That's life, man. You're gonna experience pain. You're gonna experience people that are going to betray you. It doesn't mean everybody betrays you, but if you put that wall up and you guard yourself to such a degree, you might miss out on beautiful things that would actually bring you some love. So I think it's better for people to actually be able to handle, to strengthen themselves to handle pain, rather than to just be guarded and say, oh well, the next person I'm going to keep at arm's length, just in case. Well, you're only doing yourself a disservice, because that next person might be someone really special and might be someone who really wants to love you in the correct way, but you're detached from it, so you're not getting all of that, and you might just miss out on something special, Trust is a very difficult thing to attain these days, specifically in relationships, specifically in the climate that we're in with regards to relationships. But I do feel that if you have been sort of done in by one relationship, I think it's go through the pain, go through the healing of that, but then the next relationship, open yourself up fully again. You know what I mean? You won't die from it, right? It will only make you stronger, and I think it's more detrimental to somebody to sort of keep the other person at arm's length, because then you, from the onset, you are sort of stamping that relationship for inevitable failure. That's my personal opinion, but everyone will have their own experiences.
I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me.
I like the piano.
Talk some sense to me. And I'll use you as a makeshift gauge of how much to give and how much to take.
Probably not the best idea, all right, to use your past relationship to sort of try and navigate your next relationship. That's probably not. They're very different dynamics in those sort of things, right? So I think you're going to do yourself a disservice over there. Personally, I don't think that's a good idea. But that's my opinion, man.
Of how much to give and how much to take. Oh, I'll use you as a warning sign that if you talk enough sense, then you'll lose your mind. And I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me. Well, talk some sense to me. And I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me. Talk some sense to me.
I tend to find that love and relationships in the earlier stages of it doesn't really. A lot of the times, it doesn't really make sense. Right? It's just something that you infatuated with the person. There's a general attraction to the person, whether it's like physical, and then there's also like an intellectual attraction. Like, you speak to them and all of that sort of comes together. But you don't really know if you click. You'll only really know if you click is if you sort of live together and you see the more intimate parts of who human beings are and how they comport themselves and what they do, and those little things that they do that might irritate the other partner, and whether they are able to communicate well enough, and whether they are able to drop things and not stay on things and make them bigger issues and stuff like that. And that all comes with, it comes with like years, right? You don't know from the onset. So that's why I never understand, these people like Hollywood stars that'll be engaged for, they'll be with somebody for 3 months, engaged for 2 months, and married by like 8 months. It's like, you don't know that person. Like, you don't know who that person is, right? And that's what I'm saying. Love in its essence doesn't really make sense. It's something that comes, you're struck by it, and then you feel like, oh no, this is just beautiful, because you're in that whirlwind, and you really are in the whirlwind of it. But it only sort of starts to piece itself together a lot further down the line. And there are so many different things, so many different dynamics that come into love in the different stages. All right, marriages. Being like meeting the person for the first time is one dynamic, usually very fiery, usually lots of sparks and things like that. Then it's being with that person for a while, then getting engaged is another dynamic. Getting married is another dynamic. Having children together is another dynamic. These things change all of the time. So once you go through those stages, and you're able to communicate effectively, and you're able to be each other's pillars effectively through those stages, right up until kids. That's where your stability comes in, and then all of a sudden everything starts making sense, right? It just sort of dawns on you that this whole thing is more of a friendship as opposed to like a love affair. You know what I mean? So yeah, but in the beginning stages of love, it's never going to make sense. It's always never makes sense. My very first love, though I was infatuated with, right? That relationship now, when I think about it, made absolutely no sense. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was even doing in that relationship. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It didn't make sense. And I've only been with 2 people in my life, right? It was my first love, which we broke up after 2 years, and then I met my wife now, essentially. So I was never a player, but it only makes sense way far down the line. Does your love for that person become foundational, and that's where everything sort of pieces together in a puzzle? And it's like, this makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Anyway. love the instrumentation on that. I even like the vocals on that, actually. I like that song. I really did like that song. I think the stage that he's at is it's just after the breakup is what I think, and it's like trying to live with that, right? I kind of think it's like his own therapy session to trying to be like, okay, I'm going to, and it's kind of this, you can see he's going through like the grieving stage. He hasn't accepted the fact, because when you accept that relationship was doomed to fail and stuff like that, you tend to understand that some things only make sense later, man. And then you don't really feel this way in terms of like, oh no, well, in future I'm gonna keep people at arm's length because they're gonna hurt me, essentially. So that's literally, this is a very sort of young open wound that still needs to heal, and he still needs to make peace with it. And that's why he made this song as a part of that journey. Anyway, I love you all, man. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.